Alright guys, it's a fairly nice day out here today, and I'm out here in this field. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to find anything or not, but through them trees right through there is Swan Creek, and it flows that way. And Swan Creek dumps into Forsyth, Missouri. Cows are over there bellering, and they think I'm going to feed them. So back in the olden days, and I'm not real sure where the trail is, but there used to be a freight trail that they would have by horse and carriage, horse and buggy. Forsyth was an old trading town, and somewhere they would come, and I think it's actually going to be east of me. I think I'm actually a little bit too far. But I know there's an old, just around the bend there, you can't see it, but if you could see just around the corner and past these houses here, there's an old crossing, or at least what, if I remember right from my research, there's an old crossing in the creek, just past where you can't see here. And anyway, they had an old freight line, and it would go from Forsyth up into Chadwick, Missouri, and hit the old Frisco railway line. The railway ain't there anymore. That part is. A lot of the old rail bed is still there. The rails are gone and everything, but you can drive up through Chadwick and Sparta, Missouri, and the majority of the rail bed is still there. But somewhere along Swan and up H Highway, I do believe there was an old freightway. So I'm going to detect in this field and see if I can't find anything. I know it's littered with bullet casings down in here from a shooting, but so I'll probably find some of those. But we'll see what we get. Well, I found my first find. 9mm bullet casing. This thing is really struggling with these. It is all over the place on what these are, and it has a very, very hard time. And it could be me too, but it seems like this thing has a very hard time keeping track of these things. I've went on a wild goose chase about 3 or 4 times on stuff that I didn't think was there, and I'm starting to think it was these 9mm shells, because I stayed with it and I found this one, but I just flat out could not find the other finds. And it was the same deal. I'd dig and dig and dig, and where is it, where is it, where is it? My pinpointer wouldn't find it, and my pinpointer actually struggled with this too. It had to be almost right on it to find it. So I think this is what I've been chasing. But my metal detector and my pinpointer both are having a really hard time with these little 9mm shells, and I think this is what I've been chasing the whole time. So we'll see what else we get. So now that I've learned that, after digging that last 9mm shell, I found 2 or 3 here, right here, but there's another one right here, and that's about what they're ringing up at as a pull tab. That one's pretty consistent, but the last few I've dug, it was all over the place. It'd ring that, and then 70s, and then ring that, but I bet you it's another 9mm shell. So let's see what it is. I got a signal here. Let's see if I can find it again. She's all over the place. See if we can find it, see what it is. Six inches deep. Let me dig it up, we'll see what it is. So I don't know what happened here. Dug a hole all over the place. Didn't find nothing in there. Then it said there was another one like right there, like 2 inches deep, and it's still hitting on. It's still like phantom signals. I'm giving up on this. Don't know what it is, but I'm pretty well done chasing this one. So next, got what looks like a 9mm slug, ringing up as a penny. Keep on looking. Alright guys, this is all my finds. 22 shell there. Really had to work for that one. Took me a while to find that. 9mm slug, 9mm. This is a 300. None of us have a 300, so I'm not sure where that came from. 5.56 round, and I actually think that this is probably. I thought this was probably going to be a 2.2 or a 223, but I think this is actually a. Yeah, it's a 5.56 round, no doubt. Shotgun shells on the ground. You know, the more I use this nalanda, I kind of regret buying it. Does it find stuff? Yeah, but it was very unsure of every single one of these casings except the 22. It was pretty accurate on the 22. It just had a really hard time finding it. But all of these casings, it would jump from 50 to 70, 40, until it come out of the ground. When it was out of the ground, they'd all hit about 57 to 60. But in the ground, it couldn't make up its mind on what it wanted. The only thing that it was really accurate about was this. It was hitting 20 on this on the ground, it was hitting 20 on it out of the ground. So if you're hunting iron or steel or whatever, probably the machine for you. But the thing that's aggravating me about it is every little blade of grass, you hit one of these little Johnson grass stalks, it sets the detector off. And about half the holes I dug were ghosts or just wild goose chases. I'd dig and dig and it'd say there's a target there. I'd dig and dig and it'd say there's a target there. And then all of a sudden there was nothing. No matter how hard I looked, no matter how hard I tried to find it, nothing. And that got aggravating. And another thing is the depth. The depth on it, of course I didn't buy the detector for the depth, but it's completely worthless. And you know, in pinpoint mode it's accurate, but unless you're using pinpoint mode, the depth is worthless. It would say this stuff was 6-8 inches deep, and then you'd put it on pinpoint mode and it'd say 2 inches. You skim the grass off the top of the ground and there it was. But you take it out of pinpoint mode, it'd say it's 6-8 inches deep with it on top of the ground. And you know, I wanted like a Garrett AT Pro or a Garrett AT Max, and I just didn't want to spend the money. So I was going to just say, maybe I'll get a 300 or a 400. But then I found this nalanda for 130 bucks. I thought, oh well, you know, it's not name brand, but it may be just as good. I really wish I would have bought the Garrett. I feel like I've wasted $130. Matter of fact, the shovel that came with it, the cheap chintzy shovel with it that I didn't think I was ever going to use, has probably been a better product than the metal detector itself. So this is my second hunt with it. I'm not a professional metal detectorist by no means, and that's just how I feel about it so far. So I'm going to keep using it for a while. If the next 3 or 4 hunts don't go well with it and it just keeps aggravating me, I may just spend the money on a better detector, because I'm not happy with this thing at this point. So anyway, that's it for this video. We'll see you on the next one. So there it is, another 9mm shell. That's what I thought. And look at this, I don't know what that is, but my pin pointer is not liking these. It's not picking them up very well. So that's what I've been chasing all this time, is 9mm shells. Don't know how that one was so deep, but that's what it was. Just dug a Carter pin for a hitch pin on a tractor. It was ringing about a 20. So all the bullets seem to be running anywhere from about 50 to 70 in the ground, and when they come out of the ground they're like right at 60. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if it's the ground or what, but this was coming right in at 20 and it's still showing 20. So we'll keep going.